Greetings and welcome to probably the fifth attempt at my first how to win at Fortnite video. Still adjusting the camera. You can see right now, despite loading my own replay of a win from about 40 minutes ago, there now it's got me selected. These videos are intended to help the new, novice, more amateur, inexperienced player get their first victory Royale in solo mode. I've only have a couple hundred videos, but I've been playing similar style games for a few years, so hopefully my tips and tactics can help you get your first solo victory Royale. So I might have several videos, beginning with this one, that show me landing at this bridge in particular, even though it doesn't have, it's kind of near the middle, not too far away, and it doesn't have the best easy access to transportation. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up a little bit, like, you know, there's no rifts, the air tunnel isn't quite here anymore. I think it was kind of nearby. For a while it had the cannons, you know, with the pirate theme, etc. Let me adjust the settings. So I'm already making what I consider a tactical error. Most of the time when I land here in solo mode, I get almost all the metal, all the large rocks outside, especially if there's already a chest on it. Because in solo mode, if you're trying to play a longer game and not fight everybody at the center in the main popular drop spots, you know, like Salty, and if there was still Tilted, it's now Gotham. Those places are packed, and usually, for most players, the more players they encounter, the likelihood of them being worn down and damaged and inevitably losing just increases. So I'm going to kind of go far, try to stay away from people. I'm going to head towards Moisty, because it's actually a hot drop, and try to use one of the rifts there to get back towards the next storm circle, as I tend to call it. The safe zone in the center of the storms. No chest here. There's almost always used to be a chest there. I'm going to speed it up a little. You're going to see I grabbed this extra log just because I know I've already been skipping some stuff. I want to make sure. I'm already going to use some wood right here, and you'll see in about a minute I squander some more wood just getting down off this little elevated bit of rock. So I'm going to increase it to quad speed. We might change the display a little bit. I wish it would show the items, the weapon loadout. I'm going to tell you what I end up having. Now, all the weapons I pick tend to just be whatever complements my playing style and what I already have. And the majority of my playing style, what you'll see, will be being sneaky. I'll tell teammates often, as long as you get those first shots in, it's not going to matter too much what weapon you have, whether you have a gray AR or a blue AR. It will matter if it's shaking a little bit at a distance, if you're holding the trigger down. But if you've already hit them with a weapon for 30 damage, you know, and if it fires 30-something damage each time, like most of the rifles are up in there, you're already kind of just way ahead of your opponent if you already got them on the defensive and you're already wearing them down. So I'm going to speed it up a little. You're going to see I peek off in the distance to see if there's a vending machine. I think it's to the east. Can't remember if that's east or west right now. I'm going to bring back the display a little bit so you can see where I am on the map if you want to go back later and check. So I could have broken the rock all the way, but at a certain point you don't want to give warning. If you break a larger tree, instead of just bringing it down to 50 to get the materials, an opponent can see that tree fall at a great distance, and at which point, you know, a significant number of players, probably around a quarter of them, will immediately gravitate towards you with the intention of acquiring your goods, not just a kill. They might want your materials and your items because they'll help them win the game. So I end up having, I'll tell you now, I end up having a purple shotgun, a legendary grenade launcher, a legendary RPG, a purple scar, then later a legendary scar, and 2 junk rifts I keep in the left slot. And, you know, we could end up having videos about every single thing that we're mentioning, whether it's what item goes in what slot or what item complements another. Here I actually meant to take the, not that, I meant to actually just take the Gatling gun there in case somebody came along, they wouldn't have anything very useful to use, because I think that shotgun is kind of a game-winning shotgun. I think most players will take the purple and legendary shotgun at this point for the end. There's nothing wrong with the grenade launcher for third partying or for just taking down somebody's materials or their whatever little fort-like structure they're building in the end game. There's my junk rifts. Take them every time. The best players would probably have, you know, it's one thing to be able to escape a junk rift. That's a high-level move, to be able to edit quickly and just move in the right direction. But anybody can just unluckily run into that second junk rift if they're dropped at the same time. Shot that from a distance to save time instead of running up to it. I think I'm actually in the storm for a brief moment, but not enough to do any damage. I'm going to end up gliding past some people that are fighting on the right, I believe down in that factory building. Yeah, now I could see them on the mini-map. Couldn't quite see them in the game, just assumed they were there. Now, one of my key tactics is to just camp, to get a little, you know, time passing. Let's see if I can be lucky enough, and actually do. I'm going to tell you now, I get the storm circle next 2 or 3 storms, and it just brings me down to the end of the game. So you can see the action happening. I think I actually go off to the kitchen. I was busy working on some dishes or something. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the end. So there's going to be a lot more videos explaining the tactics for when to leave the bush and when to just stay in the bush. I think we cut the remaining time for the video in half right there. So you can see, if you're looking at the mini-map, that I already was forced to actually leave my bush. And there was somebody I had seen over here. I'm not sure if they're the person who went up the top there, but they were back here on behind me on my left from right now, and the bush I was in was about 100 yards to the player's right. This isn't a particular Fortnite skin that I use often. It was picked earlier this morning by Glowen the Junior. We are GLOWEN707. Thank you for watching our first How to Win at Fortnite video, geared towards new players. Might be the beginning of a small series of how to win at Fortnite videos. So when I'm playing, I can't really see that those 2 players up there are up there. I knew there was some shooting going on, but I don't know where they are. I'm just concerned with them being unaware of my presence. That's my primary way of playing. You might call it a more ninja-like approach to playing Fortnite, as much as Fortnite allows ninja-like behavior. Supreme Kai and Nova Rag, don't mean to be calling you players out by name. Beg your pardon. I like the Dragon Ball reference with Supreme Kai. So I'm just waiting for one of them to do in the other. There are times where I'll just go ahead and third party both of them while they're playing, but even now a lot of players would just step out and hit this guy, but I'm assuming he's already wounded, and I'm not concerned about that. Obviously, if I knew he was like that, I would have just hit him once or twice and finished him off. But I go ahead and go for as soon as I have the high ground, I want to for sure just knock this guy out of play. He's probably really good. It's probably great. But now he's probably been crushed by a elderly police vehicle cruiser. And I'll just quickly, that's a key element of Fortnite, is being able to pick up materials quickly, or if they're in the storm, or weapons or items or consumables, whatever you want to call them. Being able to quickly access your inventory and pick it is it's a huge element to the game. You can't be wasting time. There's 99 other players who all want to shoot you, unless they're trying to crush you or blow you up. Either way, they want to eliminate you from gameplay. I wasn't aware that that guy was down there. I think I was just shooting at it to, you know, peek and see if they're behind. I usually don't intend to snipe. I only recently started to roll with a sniper rifle in virtually every game since I've become much more adept at aiming. So with that, you know, I was intending to slide down. I never got an accurate shot at anybody. I didn't know where they were. So I reverted to one of my older, I consider it kind of noobish tactics of building what I call a sky fort. And I'm just running around laying flats and pyramids. And I'm going to actually go back and hook it up to the other So it's still anchored. It's hooked up to the other bits of fort that were built by my opponents even. And now it's all anchored kind of together. So unless somebody has a very large supply of rockets, they're not going and a rocket launcher, they're not going to actually be able to shoot this down very easily without me easily just ramping up and kind of building another layer higher. I think I have plenty of bounce pads, and those are my way down. Not actually trampoline bouncers, just the ones that kind of give you protection from fall damage. And this is about the time where I'll usually just kind of fall off the edge to my death and lose the game while I'm trying to line up a sniper shot, or just even peek over the edge. So I'm already prepared. I placed a couple bouncers to get ready to go down there. I think I just now had noticed there was a guy back there by the tree. That was not intended to go. I think the replay might have got that wrong. I think I might have fired that. Oh, there's the second one. Guess I just wanted to check the tree for some reason and have plenty of rockets. So somehow we're down to 2 players. It's me and the other player. I don't know what happened to the third player, if he finished them or what. But I'm ready to just engage my opponent in regular play. A lot of players would shoot that out and quickly switch to their other rifle and shoot them for a few shots. But I don't know if he's totally full on health. I just know it's fun to do that kind of attack. These are fairly poorly placed grenades. Nearly damaged myself, in which case I certainly would have lost this game. You're going to see, I intentionally did that bank shot. Banked it off of his overhang at an angle, something to that effect. I prefer to have my opponents fall into a barrage of grenades and explosives than for me to actually have to fight them. But now that I've become a little better at one-on-one build battling, I'm not hesitant to engage somebody immediately and point blank with this sort of weapon. But you're going to see I have a little problem here with my rocket launcher. A very noobish mistake. That was a graphics error. I actually, the replay didn't show it. I actually jumped towards them and rocketed into his structure. But luckily I was able to finish him with the combat shotgun. This is GLOWEN707. I just dropped my load of items and weapons on the other player. Hope you enjoyed this first How to Win at Fortnite. Hopefully we get into a lot more depth in other videos. And let's see, we got the controller. We're playing on an Xbox. Good luck, have fun, and hope to see you or hear from you or read your comments for another video. GLOWEN707. Thank you.